Let me describe a household and see if this sounds familiar. Two adults, both college educated, both working full-time in respectable careers. One earns $76,000 a year. The other earns $58,000 a year. Together, they bring in $134,000 annually. Statistically, that puts them well above average. Top quarter of American households. On paper, they should be thriving. But here's the reality. They're anxious about money. Their savings wouldn't last 3 months. Unexpected expenses go on credit cards, and every month feels like a balancing act. So how does a household earning over six figures feel this fragile? They're constantly tired. Most weekdays, they barely see each other. Mornings are rushed, evenings are short and quiet. Dinner is whatever's fastest. Weekends disappear into errands and recovery. And the most confusing part? They didn't mess up. They followed the rules. Get educated, build careers, combine incomes, buy a home, be responsible. They did exactly what society told them would lead to security. So why does it still feel like they're drowning? If you've ever looked at your combined income and thought, we make too much money to feel this broke, this video will explain why, not with blame, not with budgeting hacks, but with a structural explanation that almost no one talks about. Because the problem isn't effort, it's the system you're operating inside. I spend a lot of time thinking about why modern two-income households often feel less secure than single-income families did decades ago. And there's a name for this phenomenon. It's called the two-income trap. Once you understand it, a lot of confusing financial stress suddenly makes sense. Let's rewind to the 1970s. In a typical middle-class household, one income paid the bills, housing costs were manageable, healthcare was affordable, childcare wasn't a major expense. Most importantly, there was margin. If something went wrong, there was a backup option, a second adult who could work if needed. That second income wasn't required to survive. It was insurance. Today, that backup plan is gone. Most families already need both incomes just to function, not to get ahead, just to stay in place. Housing prices doubled relative to inflation. Healthcare costs exploded. Childcare became one of the biggest expenses families face. The extra income didn't build wealth, it got absorbed. Let's walk through a realistic example. One partner earns $80,000. The other earns $55,000. That feels strong. Now watch what happens to the second income. Taxes hit it harder because it stacks on top of the first salary. That $55,000 quickly becomes closer to $36,000 take home. Add childcare. Even one child can cost $15,000 plus per year. Now you're at $21,000. Add commuting costs, vehicle wear, insurance, parking. That's another $8,000 gone. Now we're at $13,000. Add exhaustion spending, more takeout, less time to cook, convenience services that can quietly eat $6,000 plus a year. What's left? A few $1,000s, sometimes nothing. Someone is working full-time, missing family dinners, sitting in traffic, living with constant stress, and the household is barely better off. That's not laziness, that's math. Here's where it becomes dangerous. Because the gross income looks big, people build their lives around it. Banks approve mortgages based on combined income. Dealers sell cars based on combined income. Expenses scale to match both paychecks. And everything works, as long as nothing goes wrong. In the past, losing the main income was stressful, but survivable. Today, losing either income can be catastrophic because there is no reserve. Both incomes are already committed. This is why so many successful households feel one emergency away from disaster. When two incomes became normal, housing prices adjusted upward. Two incomes didn't create advantage. They became the baseline requirement. The same thing happened with school districts. Families bid up homes for access to good schools. The cost of free education quietly turned into a massive mortgage. The expenses that consumed the second income weren't luxuries. They were housing, childcare, healthcare, education, the cost of participating in the middle class. So what's the solution? It's not quitting work overnight. It's changing how you treat the second income. Most families assume both incomes are permanent. That assumption is the trap. A one-income foundation means your fixed costs can be covered by one income alone. Housing, transportation, Core living expenses. The second income becomes optional. Savings, investing, flexibility, not survival. Over time, something powerful happens. The second income starts producing income of its own. Compounding replaces stress. Options replace anxiety. You gain what most households are missing. Choice. This was never really about money. It's about margin. Flexibility beats income. Resilience beats appearances. Two incomes aren't better than one if both are already spent. Now you see the trap. The only question left, what will you do differently? Like this tip? Comment below if it helped and follow Alma Invest for more money hacks.